Happy Labor Day yesterday. Today is Tuesday, September 2nd, 2025, and time for your Monday market update on Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed your day off yesterday. I know I did. So let's take a quick look at our McHenry County numbers before we dive into what is happening in our housing market. So over the last 7 days in McHenry County, we had 150 new listings hit the market. We had 149 go under contract, so almost the same number. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment, but our market we're definitely seeing a fall surge. Closed sales, we had 137. Price changes, we only had 35, so that's a better number than we've seen. It's one of the lower numbers we've seen in recent weeks. Expired, we're at 0, and we have 54 currently on the private network. So we are seeing our market definitely have this fall surge, but we're going to talk a little bit about what some numbers that came in from Redfin about cancellations in July. And then we also have our August numbers to go over because it is, of course, the beginning of September. So we have all of our data from August to review for what kind of the trends are that we're seeing right now. Now, interest rates have been going down for the last 5 weeks. We're at about 6.56. Now, again, as always, that's the number that Fannie Mae is loaning at. That is not the number that you're going to get. But mortgage rates have been headed in the right direction for the last 5 weeks. And now we are heading into, in the next couple of weeks, the federal Reserve is going to meet, and they are likely to cut rates 25 basis points at least. So that is why we are having speculation that rates will come down. That is why the rates are lower now. Same thing happened last year. We had rates lower in August and the early part of September. And then once the federal government cut the prime rate, then we did see inflation tick up. And then that did cause the mortgage rates to go up in October of last year and November. We'll see if that happens this year. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Hopefully our rates will continue to go in the right direction because it's really doing a great thing for our market right now, as we can see by the number of homes that went under contract. Now, let's talk first about what the August numbers are doing. So in August, we saw the prices, the average sales price in Crystal Lake was $407,000. That's up 4.5% year over year. That was actually down month over month. Very, very slightly, like by $2,000, the average sales price. So is it really even something to mark? I don't know, but it's always something that I find interesting. Like, on a month over month basis, the average sales price actually came down. In Cary, same thing, $387,719 was the average sales price in August. That is up 5.5% year over year, but that was actually down month over month. In July, the average sales price was $388,000. So minute changes, but they're always things that I pay attention to because I think those, even though they're minor, I think that there's still something to look at because we haven't seen a decrease in June, July, August, month over month in like 5 years. Huntley, the average sales price is $429,982. That is up almost 10% year over year. In Huntley, a lot of that is due to the fact that they have a lot of new builds. So they have 4 builders building in Huntley right now. So a lot of the homes that are being sold there are brand new. So obviously those are going to be more expensive. 𝐒𝐞𝐿, the average sales price is $430, up 6.2% year over year. Again, that is also due to new builds. Our inventory in all of our areas is pretty flat. We're at about 1.6 months inventory in Cary, or in Crystal Lake, 1.4 in Cary, 1.9 in Huntley, 1.3 in 𝐒𝐿𝐞𝐿. Again, pretty flat for the year. We're not seeing the inventory change a whole lot this year. It's going up very, very slightly each month. But year over year, it's up 50% in Crystal Lake. Now, keep in mind, that just means we had extremely low inventory this time last year. You might notice, I know I hear people saying, boy, it seems like there's more homes on the market, and there are. So we are seeing more homes hit the market each week. And it also depends on the price point. Once again, if you're under 500,000, we have very, very low inventory, closer to 1 month's inventory. Over 700,000, we have 6 months inventory. So we have a lot of availability in those higher priced homes. We also have less buyers in that market. So the way that we measure the inventory is in the absorption. How quickly are those homes selling? How many months will it take to sell out of all of those homes if nothing else were to hit the market? So we don't have as many buyers in the higher priced market, and we have more homes available. So the two things together just mean that we are actually in a buyer's market over 700,000. We are still in a seller's market under 500,000. Market time overall is going up. We're seeing about 37 days on market on average in Crystal Lake. That's up 15% year over year. In Cary, it's 30 days on market. That's up 36% year over year. Huntley's at 39 and Algonquin's at 37. So not a huge change, but definitely seeing those days on market a little bit longer. That has to do with the fact that we have a little bit more inventory in all those areas. So of course, all of those things are going to correlate. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk about was in July, Redfin just came out with an article that in July, we saw the highest rate of cancellation that we've ever seen. I know on our team, we're seeing it as well. We're seeing some homes are having to be sold 2 times before they actually get to the closing table. A lot of different factors playing into that. The main one is affordability. People are going to buy homes and they do the inspection and they find something wrong and they go, oh my gosh, I can't afford it. I can't afford it. So people are really feeling the squeeze. They're pushing their budgets and they are having a hard time affording these increased prices along with the higher mortgage rates. And so we're seeing that leading to people canceling contracts after the smallest things. One of the things that we've had happen this year on our team is someone went to closing or went for the job verification, the second job verification before closing, and found out they were on Family Medical Leave Act and they didn't get approved for their loan. Another person, they lost their job before closing. That happens. Another person, they were unaware of now this was not my buyer, I had the seller on this one, but the buyer was unaware what their payment was going to be at a certain price. And so they hadn't talked to their lender about what the payment was actually going to be. They were approved for over the purchase price, but when they actually got the payment number from their lender, they got freaked out and they canceled. So we're seeing these kinds of things all relating back to affordability across the board. Now, this is happening at every price point. We're having people cancel over the smallest things on inspections. We're having people cancel on the morning after when they wake up and realize, oh my gosh, what have I done? I've gotten myself into a financial situation I can't handle. We've had it happen due to medical situations. So all kinds of reasons why people cancel. But the number one issue that people are dealing with is affordability. So hopefully, as the feds go into their next meeting, they're keeping this in mind that this is the number one issue on people's minds in the United States right now is affordability. Grocery prices are going up. Insurance costs have gone skyrocketed. ComEd just had a huge increase in our area. So people's cost of living is going up and up and up, and it's making it harder and harder for them to afford their basic necessity, which is a roof over their head and their groceries. And so hopefully Jerome Powell will take note of this and do a cut at the September 16th meeting. So we'll have to wait to see for that. But all of these things are affecting our market. But with the interest rates coming down, we are seeing more buyers return to the market. We are seeing our open houses are more lively. We had a ton of people at our open house this past weekend. Last weekend or the weekend before that, we also had a ton of people at our open house. So we are seeing the fall surge that we often see in late August and early September after kids go back to school. Last minute family vacations are over and people are kind of finally back to getting back to their search. And with interest rates coming down, we're seeing that really spike our fall market, which is great. So more homes coming to market, more buyers getting back into the market. And hopefully we will see less cancellations as we go into September and the fall market. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions, please, as always, reach out to me at 815-529-0777 or Miranda at MirandaAltTeam.com, or you can always private message me here on social media. Hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday and a great short week. Bye-bye.